Hi guys, JT here, and here's my top 10 JRPG games released in 2022 and 2023 that you should consider in the 2023 Steam Summer Sale. So let's get into this. At number 10 we have Monster Hunter Rise, an action-packed monster murdering game that offers an exhilarating experience for action fans and Monster Hunter World enthusiasts alike. This game takes place in a Japan-inspired Kamura village and features a wide range of monsters, classic environs, and expansive hunting zones to explore. The game introduces the Wire Bug, a Spider-Man-style grappling hook that adds a new dimension to the gameplay. It allows you to perform incredible aerial attacks, escape dangerous situations, and access hidden areas. Wire bugs can be found throughout the map, providing additional charges and enabling you to traverse mountainous terrains with ease. The verticality of the game is impressive, and the ability to wall run and vault adds to the sense of exploration. Monster Hunter Rise retains the streamlined systems introduced in Monster Hunter World, such as faster resource gathering and easier monster tracking. The hunting zones are wider and more expansive, evoking a classic Monster Hunter feel. The game features a rich ecology of collectible endemic life that can aid you in battle, offering various effects and boosts. Your trusty companions, the Palico and Palamute, provide extra support and offensive assistance, enhancing the hunting experience. Combat in Monster Hunter Rise is enhanced by the new Silkbind attacks and Viren riding mechanics. Silkbind attacks utilize the wire bugs to reinforce attacks or propel you in new ways, offering a range of strategies for different weapon types. Viren riding allows you to control monsters temporarily, using them to fight other monsters or crash them into walls for added damage. The game's multiplayer action, while exciting, can become visually chaotic, with effects often obscuring the action. In terms of multiplayer, Monster Hunter Rise follows a two-hub system, with separate single-player and multiplayer questlines. While this may feel like a step back compared to Monster Hunter World's unified approach, it allows for quicker and easier multiplayer sessions with friends. Overall, Monster Hunter Rise is a fresh and visually enhanced addition to the Monster Hunter series. With its thrilling combat and expansive world, it's a must-have for fans of the franchise and action game enthusiasts. At number 9 we have Little Noah, Scion of Paradise, a refreshing and enjoyable JRPG roguelike game that offers a unique experience. The game, which serves as a belated spin-off for a defunct mobile game, stands out with its fast-paced action-based combat and a variety of movement options for the protagonist, Noah. As players progress through the game, they face enemies and platforming challenges while searching for the exit to the next stage. Noah's attacks are executed by summoning monsters as part of her combo chain, offering a mix of melee and ranged abilities that can be customized to suit individual playstyles. Players can enhance Noah's abilities by collecting accessories and crystals throughout the game, which provides buffs and attribute boosts. These items contribute to Noah's gear score, determining her overall power. At the end of each run, players are graded based on their item and Lilliput collection, earning mana to upgrade various facilities in the base. The game strikes a balance between challenge and accessibility, catering to players of different skill levels. The gameplay loop involves swiftly navigating levels, annihilating enemies, and upgrading Noah's abilities to become a formidable force. With engaging boss fights, captivating locations, and a charming storyline, Little Noah manages to captivate players. While it may not offer a significant challenge for hardcore players, Scion of Paradise serves as an excellent entry point for newcomers to the JRPG roguelike genre. The game's emphasis on making players feel powerful is a welcome departure from the norm. Little Noah, Scion of Paradise successfully combines engaging gameplay, power fantasy, and charm, making it an enjoyable gaming experience. At number 8 we have Neo, The World Ends With You, a long-awaited sequel to the urban fantasy RPG The World Ends With You by Square Enix. Released 13 years after the original game, Neo successfully captures the distinct gameplay of its predecessor while introducing new protagonists and an engaging storyline. Set 3 years after the first game, the story follows high school student Rindo Kanade and his friend Fred as they participate in a week-long competition called the Reaper's Game, in the plane called the Underground. The game involves battling hostile manifestations of negative emotions called noise, with winners having their wishes granted. Neo excels in its character interactions, offering a diverse and well-developed cast with unique relationships and motivations. The writing and localization are excellent, providing a satisfying conclusion and showcasing the growth of the protagonist and his relationships. The graphical style of the game remains faithful to the original, and the stylized version of Shibuya looks great. However, the combat system undergoes significant changes, becoming more accessible, but also more repetitive and button-mashing oriented. The gameplay offers additional difficulty options and party building options to keep it engaging. Missions involve navigating different parts of the city, overcoming obstacles, and solving puzzles, although these puzzles are generally straightforward. Players can upgrade character stats through clothing and food, and they can also build a social network with other characters, earning friendship points for bonuses. Overall, Neo: The World Ends With You is a highly enjoyable sequel that combines a captivating narrative, impressive audiovisual elements, and engaging gameplay. Despite some weaknesses in combat and repetitive elements, the game provides a satisfying experience for fans of the franchise and JRPG enthusiasts. And number 7 we have The Legend of Heroes, Kuro no Kiseki, the 11th game in Nihon Falcom's Trails series, and the first of a new sub-series. It takes place in the Republic of Kalvard, a country with advanced technology and a diverse population. The protagonist, Von Arkwright, is a Spriggan, a detective, bounty hunter, and fixer, based in the capital city of Edith. The story revolves around Van's search for missing mementos and his encounters with allies and adversaries. Unlike previous games in the series, where players uncover the secrets of the world alongside the main character, Van already has knowledge of secret societies and hidden workings. The game introduces a new alignment system that influences the player's choice and unlocks unique events and dialogue. The game features a large city to explore, but some players may find the pacing slow due to the abundance of non-essential NPC dialogue. Kuro no Kiseki removes collection features and minigames present in previous games, focusing more on the main story and quests. Combat in Kuro no Kiseki is split into field battles, which are real-time action battles, and AT battles, which are turn-based. The combat system has been revamped, and characters can now freely position themselves on the battlefield, emphasizing strategic positioning and the use of crafts. The game introduces new features such as the Holocore, Arch Driver, plugins, and shard skills, which provide various bonuses and abilities. The shard boost system allows players to unleash powerful abilities and S-crafts. However, some players may find the combat system repetitive, with an overemphasis on using S-crafts in boss battles. While Kuro no Kiseki is an ambitious game with a new engine, it falls short in terms of graphics and performance. The game suffers from stiff animations, with NPC and object loading issues. Overall, Kuro no Kiseki represents a step forward for the Trails series, but it is not without its issues, particularly in terms of the combat system and technical performance. And number 6 we have Attack on Titan 2, a hack-and-slash action video game based on a popular manga and anime series. It serves as a sequel to the original game, Attack on Titan: Wings of Freedom. The game follows the story of the first 2 seasons of the anime, and allows players to experience fast-paced battles against giant titans using the omnidirectional mobility gear. Attack on Titan 2 improves on its predecessor, with an improved game interface, new gameplay mechanics, and more fluid movement. However, a significant portion of the game retells the events of Season 1, which may feel repetitive for those who played the first game. Cutscenes are abundant, and some are recycled from the previous installment, adding to the story but potentially testing players' patience. The game introduces a new element, where players create their own character called Our Man, and interact with the main cast. Building friendships with other characters through dialogue options unlocks abilities and buffs, which are essential for combat against the Titans. Attack on Titans 2 includes new modes, such as a Nether mode for missions outside of the main story, and Annihilation mode for competitive Titan-killing battles. The sequel also introduces stealth attacks, and a defensive maneuver called the Hook Drive. Visually, the game looks impressive. The cel-shaded animation brings the characters to life, and the soundtrack adds to the intensity and excitement of the game. While Attack on Titan 2 is an improvement over its predecessor, it can be tiresome for fans who have already played the first game, due to repetitive elements and lengthy cutscenes. However, for newcomers to the series, it serves as a good entry point with enough backstory and content to understand the world of Attack on Titan. And number 5 we have Atelier Sophie 2, Alchemist of the Mysterious Dream, a well-crafted sequel that takes place in a unique realm of Erdweej, a space between dreams. The game follows the story of Sophie, who finds herself in the mysterious world after being pulled through a portal with her mentor, Plakta. However, she discovers a different version of Plakta, a younger alchemic prodigy with a different personality. The narrative focuses on personal goals and achievements rather than saving the world, providing a refreshing change from previous entries in the series. The game features a strong and cohesive story, with well-developed characters and pacing. It doesn't require players to be familiar with the events of the first game, although there are some references for returning players. The synthesis system, a core element of the Atelier series, remains similar to its predecessor, but introduces new features such as special catalyst items and expanded grid space. Exploration plays a significant role in the game, with numerous optional side zones and rewards for thorough exploration. Combat has been improved, with tactical elements and subsystems borrowed from other games in the franchise. Players can initiate dual actions and unleash powerful cooperative assaults. The game's visuals are varied and interesting, showcasing a diverse style of the dream world. The music, while not reaching the heights of previous entries, is still enjoyable. The original Japanese voice acting is well done, and the localization efforts make the characters feel genuine. Despite initial skepticism, Atelier Sophie 2 proves to be a polished and engaging sequel, demonstrating the development team's growth and providing an overall satisfying experience. And number 4 we have Final Fantasy VII Remake INTERGRADE, a reimagined version of the iconic PlayStation 1 JRPG Final Fantasy VII. The game has received critical acclaim for its fantastic visuals, addictive combat, and solid narrative. It also includes additional content, such as a side story featuring the character Yuffie. The remake condenses the first major story arc of the original game into a single expanded arc known as the Midgard chapter. However, Final Fantasy VII Remake INTERGRADE goes beyond the Midgard portion and incorporates story elements from later in the original plot, resulting in a more well-rounded and satisfying experience. The game offers around 30 hours of gameplay, with the additional Yuffie content adding another 5 hours. The combat system in INTERGRADE is a real-time action combat that requires strategy and thoughtful decision-making. Players must utilize the Active Time Battle, or ATB meter, which fills up as they perform basic attacks and allows them to execute special attacks and magical spells. The game also features the Materia system, where players can customize their characters' abilities and playstyles by equipping crystal orbs called Materia. INTERGRADE offers a variety of side activities, minigames, and challenges, providing additional content and opportunities for players to engage in the game world. The visuals of the game are impressive, with richly detailed assets and a studio-realistic style that brings the city of Midgard to life. However, there are some technical issues, including occasional stutters, frame rate drops, and texture pop-ins. Overall, Final Fantasy VII Remake INTERGRADE is praised as one of the best remakes in recent years, offering a fresh and engaging experience for both fans of the original game and newcomers alike. And number 3 we have Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga, a strategy JRPG that offers a fresh take on the genre. The game introduces clever game design and engaging squad-based customization system. Each squad in the game consists of up to 9 units placed on a tactical grid, and instead of focusing on individual characters, the game emphasizes the overall strategy and management of your army. The customization options are extensive, allowing you to tweak the composition, class, and leadership of your squads. You can recruit promising rookies and mercenaries, level them up, and guide them through a tree of connected classes. The game encourages exploration and experimentation, as you can freely adjust the squad composition without penalties. The customization is limited by the gold you earn, which is used to acquire new units and artifacts. In terms of gameplay, Symphony of War offers grid-based combat where each squad's movement and abilities depend on its composition. Terrain, unit types, and morale play crucial roles in battle, and there are various tactical choices to consider. The game also introduces interesting mechanics like forcing enemies to surrender, adding depth to the gameplay experience. While the story may be generic and the characterization lacking, the game's core focus on strategic gameplay and customization make it a must-play for fans of the genre. With bright pixel art, a cheerful soundtrack, and a decent in-game reference manual, Symphony of War is accessible and enjoyable. Its novel tactical mechanics and extensive squad customization make it an incredible strategy RPG. And number 2 we have Octopath Traveler 2, a role-playing game developed by Square Enix and Acquire Core. It follows the formula of its predecessor, featuring 8 adventurers with their own quests who join forces for a grand journey. Each character has their own story to explore, secrets to uncover, and enemies to defeat. The game's overarching narrative brings them together in a final chapter to face a common threat. The sequel excels in taking players on a worthwhile journey. The world feels vibrant and alive, with dynamic day-night cycles and evolving environments. Side quests offer clever solutions and engaging path actions, making them enticing to pursue. Each character's individual story is well crafted, with no segments feeling tedious or boring. Players start with one character and gradually recruit others, progressing through each character's chapters. Octopath Traveler 2 emphasizes the interconnectedness of its protagonists more than its predecessor. Cross paths, quick side journeys, and travel banter add depth to the character interactions. The combat system remains similar to the first game, featuring turn-based battles with a break and boost mechanic that adds complexity and strategy. Abilities, equipment, and subclasses allow for customization and specialization. The game's HD 2D art style is visually stunning, with diverse landscapes and lively cities. The day-night cycle influences NPC activities and events, providing a sense of a living world. The soundtrack, including memorable new tracks, enhances the overall experience. Octopath Traveler 2 offers a substantial amount of content, with the main story alone taking around 80 hours to complete. While the game's length may be a hurdle for some, its engaging world and rewarding exploration make it a worthwhile journey. The sequel builds upon the strengths of the original game, delivering a fulfilling RPG experience that balances nostalgia with fresh elements. Please note that the 53% off discount is only available if you buy it together with the various Day Life game. At number 1 we have Persona 5 Royal, a turn-based JRPG that offers a fresh and dynamic take on the genre. Developed by Atlus and published by Sega, it takes players on a thrilling adventure of teenage angst and mind heists in modern-day Tokyo. The game introduces a cast of characters known as the Phantom Thieves, who rebel against unjust adults in a world full of corruption. The gameplay features a mix of strategic combat and exploration. The combat system allows players to exploit enemy weaknesses, chain attacks, and unleash powerful team combinations. The game's dungeons are not mere corridors, but intricate environments with treasures to collect and secrets to uncover. Persona 5 Royal stands out with its stylish presentation and engaging storyline. The game tackles mature themes such as abuse of authority and societal pressures. It also delves into the complex emotional journeys of its characters, providing a relatable experience for players. The game's calendar system adds a sense of progression, with each day presenting different activities and interactions with friends. Building relationships with allies not only strengthens their abilities, but also offers emotional depth to the narrative. Despite its lengthy runtime of over 100 hours, Persona 5 Royal manages to keep players engaged with its inventive gameplay mechanics and compelling story. The game received critical acclaim for its slick presentation, satisfying combat, and memorable characters. It is considered a pinnacle of the turn-based JRPG genre, and a must-play for fans of the series and newcomers alike. Do you agree with this list? What other games are you buying in the 2023 Steam Summer Sale? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.